Hey, what's up? I got a raw 7 L1R5 for my GC O levels. That's a net 3. And I was able to achieve this without tuition, without being naturally smart, and from studying like 2 hours a day. Um, so the thing that you should do as an O level student is basically have a routine, right? Have a schedule, have a sort of timetable for every single day. At what time you're gonna do what, at what time you're gonna do this, this time you're gonna do that. And in this video I'll go through my story of how I used to plan my time, how I changed it, and how I plan my time now. And yeah, hopefully you can benefit from this video. By the way, my name is Isaac, and I help O-level students get single-digit L1 R5s without sacrificing their free time and their happiness. If you've watched me before and you found my videos valuable, and you're taking the O-levels, click the top link in the description below to join my Discord server. I know, where you can get closer to me and ask for advice and stuff. So yeah, click the top link in the description below right now. So when I was in secondary school around, I think it was 2021, I started to actually like attempt to schedule my routine. I used to do it on Google Docs, so basically every day I would go into Google Docs, right? I would actually have this kind of like timetable-ish thing. I completely, I completely made it like a timetable, like the timetable layout, because I wasn't like creative or anything. Like, you know the school timetable where you have the time on top, and then just like different times, and then like you have your periods and whatnot. Like my timetable for my entire day looked exactly like that on Google Sheets basically, and on the left column I just, instead of putting the days of the week, I just put the like the date, right? And so this was how I planned my time for a very long time. So basically, every day I would look at my tasks, and then I would look at my timetable, and I would just like force fit like any task I have into like the timetable. For example, I have like some Chinese essay, and oh, I have this, I'm free at, I have this 1 hour free block here, I'll just do my Chinese essay here. Or maybe I have this math assignment or whatnot, or I'll do it here because I'm free. The problem with planning my time like this, not the, actually there's nothing wrong with the Google Sheets, but just the way I plan my time was that every day was inconsistent, right? If, yeah, every day was inconsistent. So every day I would like start work at a different time. I would end work at a completely different time as well. Like some days I would start work maybe like 7 p.m. Some days maybe earlier, like 4 p.m. And then at the end of the day I would like go to sleep. Not go to sleep. End work at like maybe sometimes 9 p.m. Sometimes like what, 5 p.m. I don't know. Like I'm just kind of guessing. I don't really remember those days, to be completely honest with you. But the point is, I didn't have a consistent routine. Every day was different, like almost completely different, right? So I couldn't really form habits. For example, if I wanted to work out, it would also be at different times. Like maybe one day would be 7 p.m., maybe another day would be 9 p.m., maybe another day would be 4 p.m. So it's really hard for me to like form a consistent habit of working out, um, doing the work, studying, and whatnot. And so this was quite a flawed like way of planning my time. Another thing wrong with this is that I'm treating all hours equal, but the thing is, not all hours of the day are equal. You are more alert earlier, in the early hours of the day, than you are in the later hours of the day, right? In the later hours of the day, you're just freaking tired and you just want to lie around and like scroll on Instagram reels or some shit. So if I would, so I what I did was basically I mindlessly see, oh, I have a free time here, I'll just work there. But when, sorry, how do I phrase this? When it actually reached that time, like maybe I had planned to do a Chinese essay here because I saw there was free time here. But when it actually came to that date and this specific time, I didn't actually do the Chinese essay. Why? Because I was fucking tired after school, and like I procrastinated. Not really procrastinate. I just didn't do anything productive. I was just scrolling on YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I used to scroll on YouTube Shorts a lot and play Brawl Stars as well. Like for hours a day, like the average student does. So yeah, I didn't end up finishing the work that I planned to do. And I will also do another thing with my um timetable, which is I will actually color code them according to how I would according to whether I actually did the task or not. So for example, if I didn't actually do the task, right, I will color code them like red. And if I did do the task, I would color code it green. Imagine this is green. I don't have a green marker, so imagine blue is green. Okay. And most of the time my schedule just looked like this. Obviously, because it was, it's not optimal. And then in about, I think 2024, early 2024. No, not early 2024. This year's 2024. What I'm talking about, early 2023. I started using like Notion instead. Like it's a note taking app basically. It's like basically iPhone notes but better somehow. And so I used Notion, and what I did was I just went onto Notion and I just, instead of using the stupid freaking timetable, I just like very simply wrote down what time I was gonna do what. So for example, 0600 wake up, wake up, go to school, and then 9 o'clock, uh I'm in school, so there's nothing to do here. Uh, 2 p.m. I would study, stuff like that. And then I would just have this like one consistent routine. I'll have just one document, maybe two or three documents, because you know you have your weekends and your, maybe some days you like get dismissed later. So I had like 2 to 3 documents, but every single day roughly I had like around basically the same routine. Like I was doing basically the same things around the same time, which was very helpful for me to build like habits and stuff, like studying, working out, whatever that um whatever habit I wanted to build. I was able to do it a lot more easily with this kind of scheduling of the day. So yeah, I just had like 2 to 3 documents. I didn't have to plan like the entire 24 hours every day because I already know roughly what I'm gonna do in that day. And as for the tasks, I think if I'm not wrong, I just wrote them down on a notebook. You know, so in my routine, I would have um work blocks. So it would be like 2 o'clock work block slash study or whatever, and then um the day before I would basically just go onto like this notebook, this journal, and I'll write down what I actually do, like specifically during the note block. Sorry, during the work block. So for example, maybe it's like I would write down do chemistry TYS 2018 or whatever, something like that. Yeah. So I used to start with Google Sheets. Now I've switched to Notion. And Notion worked really well. This was like the most productive I've been for my secondary school life. And after Notion, after secondary school, I switched to Google Docs. Which is not really different from Notion. It's like the same type of layout. I just kind of liked it because I could like print it out and stuff. So it was still the same thing. I had, you know, um, a Google document. I still had like, 9 o'clock do this, 10 o'clock do this and that. And sometimes I would actually like put check boxes in my routine. So for example, maybe at 9 o'clock I have like a some sort of morning routine, right? At 9 o'clock I will have my morning routine. Maybe I have to do a cold shower. I would write it like this. I would put a checkbox beside the cold shower, and then every day if I do the cold shower, I can tick it, and then the next morning I'll just untick all of the stuff and then start ticking them again. Cold shower, meditation, and whatnot. Maybe at 10 I have like my workout. I have stuff like run to the gym and actually do the workout itself, and yeah, so on and so forth. The check boxes like give you a sense of like dopamine and reward when you actually do the activity, which is really really nice. And this worked quite well, really really well, for me. And so it could work for you. It's just simple, you know. You're not like fussing over some timetable or schedule for every single day. It's just a document. You stare at the document and you know what to do. So it works pretty well. But I I'm not using it right now because I actually switched to calendar. I switched to a calendar, right? A calendar app. It's actually Notion calendar. Um, this app called Notion calendar. It's not an app. It's a website, but it's basically like Google Calendar but slightly better because you can Control V, Control C, Control V. You can copy and paste on Notion calendar, but you can't on Google. So what Notion calendar basically is a, if you know Google Calendar, you know what Notion calendar is. It's just a calendar, right? The time is here, 9, let's say like what, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc., etc. And the date is here, 11 uh, fucking February, I guess. You get what I mean? And then you have like blocks of time where you can assign to different times that you can just fit into here. And so it's kind of like the Go Sheets timetable lah, but it's a lot more, how to say, precise. For my Go Sheets timetable, I was limited to like 30-minute time intervals. For this, I'm limited to now 15-minute time intervals, which is slightly better, I guess. And it's just more intuitive. It's meant for it, you know. Google Sheets is not really meant for you to create timetables. This is meant for you to create timetables. So I am using this right now, and how I use it is very interesting. It's not really about the app that you use. It's about how you use it, right? Okay, so the important things are like routine. So basically, you do this roughly the same things every day at roughly the same times, because that will help you build habits and help you get consistent, and everything that's the benefit of a routine is all in like you do things um at the same time every day, roughly. And yeah, I think this is pretty much like the most important thing. And you also have to like take note of like when you are more energized during the day and when you are less energized during the day. Usually like your energy decreases throughout the day. So basically how I use my Notion calendar is that every day of the week would be roughly the same. Like it would be almost exactly the same. What I would do is like maybe on Monday I would have this specific routine. And then I would just take every block in this routine. I'll just use this function which is called repeat. I'll just repeat it for every single Monday. So that every single one of my Mondays they look like this. So maybe let me check the calendar real quick. Uh so maybe 29th of July, right? It's a Monday. And my 5th of July is also a Monday. So both of those dates will look exactly like this. I wish I could show you if on the like screen share and stuff, but I can't really do that. It's a whiteboard, so it's fine. And I would do the same for basically all of my other days of the week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, Tuesday, the reason like I do this for each day of the is because each day of the week is obviously going to be slightly different, right? You know, Tuesday I get dismissed like slightly earlier. Wednesday I maybe get dismissed slightly later. Sometimes maybe I have like CCA. Okay, I don't have CCA. Maybe you have CCA. Maybe you have tuition on certain days, and so you have to take that into consideration lah, basically. And obviously on my Saturdays and Sunday I don't have freaking school, so I shouldn't like imagine this entire block is school. Obviously I'm not gonna have that on my Saturday and Sunday schedules. So by repeating it basically every week, I allow it to be more consistent, and my calendar is also filled like indefinitely. This also has another benefit of basically, you know, Google Calendar is quite hard to plan your time. It's quite a lot of friction. It takes like 1 hour to plan one day, like 30 minutes to plan one day, which is annoying. So most of the time you just end up not doing it, and when you end up not planning your routine, that day just becomes unproductive, right? Whenever you don't plan your routine, you just have unproductive days, and so you will want to make it as easy as possible to plan your routine and not look forward to planning your routine. So this is one way I do it, which is basically have like repeat blocks, and so like my calendar is actually filled like forever, until I decide to delete all of that, which is quite useful. And in between days, like in between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, try to keep like what you are doing each day roughly the same. Of course, the school's gonna end a bit later and start a bit earlier, CCA tuition stuff like that. But roughly, try to like wake up at the same time. Wake up at the same time is very important, by the way, for your sleep. Wake up at the same time. Morning routine at the same time. Maybe your study block will be roughly around here. Like after school. Maybe this is school. Like maybe on Tuesdays you get dismissed slightly earlier, like over here. Maybe on Wednesday you get dismissed slightly later. Your study block will be roughly around here, maybe like here, study, 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 something like that. And then you can work out like at exactly the same time every day after you study. And maybe on Saturdays and Sundays, instead of going to school, because you don't go to school, you replace your school with like study block, so that you have a big study block here, and then you can work out after, and you're basically like still doing the same things. Your morning routine here, and you wake up here. Yeah. And that's how you form habits, my friend. And so what I would recommend is you either use Notion calendar or Google Calendar, or if you find this just too complicated and like annoying, which honestly fair enough, I found it really annoying for quite a while. I like it now, but not as much. I sorry, let me rephrase. I like it now. I use this a lot. I love it, but there was actually one time before where I actually tried to use Google Calendar once, and it was just annoying as hell, so I stopped using it. Notion is like slightly better. Notion calendar, because it's like you can copy and paste. That's the only thing that makes it better. But anyway, you can do this, or you can just go to your notes app, like on your phone. Just go to your notes app and just type out your routine. Like this is the best way you can do it. Not the best way. This is the simplest way you can do it. This is like the best way, but it takes a lot of time. This is like just slightly worse, but it takes like 5 minutes, right? So it's like it might be worth the time saved for you to just use a notes app, right? And it's also very simple as well. There's no friction to using a notes app. You just freaking like go in a document and type out, oh, 9 p.m. do this, 9 a.m. do this, 10 a.m. do this. It's not that hard. And by the way, another thing I do for my calendar is I still like color code it. Yeah. So color coding is something you can do if you have some sort of like calendar or timetable kind of thing. So I would set everything to red, like everything will be red. imagine everything red. And once I actually did the task, I would make it blue. Not blue. I would actually make it green. But I don't have a green marker, so imagine this is green. And so basically what I did for my Google Sheets thing. And it works pretty well to like keep you accountable and get you to actually do the stuff in your routine. So, yep, I hope that was valuable. Once again, if you're taking the O levels, click the top link in the description below right now to join my Discord server. Give me any criticism or feedback in the comments below so that I can improve, and I wish you a good day.